Got you.
See?
Yeah, that fucked
me up.
That fucked him up.
All right. Go ahead, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another installment of the Never Fall Off podcast. I am Polito Vega.
I'm your boy, Big Sizz.
And we have a good friend of ours, the life of the party himself, Mr. Wes in the building.
Wes in the building.
What up,
Hey.
what up, everyone?
So, this may sound familiar.
West B Barbecue.
West B Barbecue.
This may sound
Sun's coming up.
All right, so, we just be out front about it. Sizz fucked up. But we'll jump right back into it. So again, we'll just reiterate, I guess, thank you to everybody that has been on the show. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you for everyone supporting the show. Listening on Spotify and Apple, watching on YouTube, watching the shorts on Instagram, the follows, all that stuff. We really appreciate literally all of it because, shit.
We got that motion.
It's just, I wasn't going to say it because it sounds crazy when I say it because when I say it, everyone's like, oh.
He's just hyping
There
it.
he goes.
No,
Like,
but
nah,
thank you.
Yes.
The analytics behind this stuff is starting to really show. And we appreciate it.
So share with him. Drop that
like,
number on him again. Drop that number on him.
Just clips views, we're at 11K.
You hear that?
20K
11K.
on the YouTube. The YouTube numbers really
People watching.
YouTube.
bro.
People
YouTube
listening.
between clips and videos, we had 20K. And honestly, more likes, way more likes than dislikes on all of the clips, which is great. I don't know who be disliking my clips, but I ain't fucking with that. But that's neither here nor
I
there.
think that's just the internet.
I think it's just people just scrolling and disliking. But
It's all right.
thank you to again, thank you to everybody. And we're gonna start just going over all the things that we've done so far between episode 1 and 8. And what we've done well, what we haven't done well, what we've learned, what we haven't learned. And I was gonna ask Vega when he came today, before we found out Wes was pulling up. Wes just wanted to pull up to chill. He didn't even want to be on camera, but we moved everything around and
Made it
we
work.
got him on camera. First,
Wes brings the vibes.
yeah,
You put a camera in front of me. I'll make it happen.
first solo camera, by the way, on the podcast. No one else has ever had this before. Just especially someone who's not even here as a guest. Just here chilling.
I just want to chill with the homies.
You know what I mean? And
I'm just chilling with the homies, and I get my own camera.
This is what we got going on.
Friends.
So we'll skip right past you and we'll go straight to Wes. So Wes, so far again consuming episode 1 all the way to episode 8. What have you enjoyed about the change of pace and the change of content so far?
I the different content from each episode. You know what I mean? Like, the first episode, actually, like, you guys diving into your book. You know what I mean? Shout out if you didn't get his book. You know what I mean?
In stores now.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, right here.
You know what I mean?
Trade in the curse, baby.
Come on, man.
We gonna drop that.
Grab him when you can. Trust me.
Grab that.
You know what I mean? And just seeing the process going through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hicks talking about, being a dad and,
Multiple dad casts coming, by the way. That was an idea.
multiple dads.
Well, we have to. There's too many dads to not
It's
have.
true,
We can't just have 3 dads on there. There's too many dads
I'm
on
down.
there,
I'm-
and
I'm-
everyone's got a
down
dad
for
journey.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Of
I'm
course,
down for that.
You're a big family man.
Stand-up
so I know
dad,
you're.
Let's chill.
I know you're.
10 toes down, dad.
Chill. Chill.
Double back, dad.
But no, the dad cast is definitely something that we're gonna do.
That's what's up.
But yeah, we did that was another one that turned into the dad cast. We were gonna do an episode that day, and Fashad hit me and was like, "Yo, I watched the episode. He had just watched the episode with Ashley prior to that, and he was like, "Yo, I'm trying to come through." I was like, "Well, just come through."
That's it.
We'll see what we're talking about. And the idea flowed, like, we didn't go over that. The idea flowed so organically that
Nice.
it turned into that because that's what we were all doing at that time. Like,
Nice.
he had just you were doing
Daddy
swim with your daughter, right?
Nice.
And he had just dropped his son off, and again another organic story that we didn't know anything about, and he came on and was comfortable enough to
share that.
share that, which was fucking insane. Bro.
Yeah,
yeah. Like,
because I would have
You know
been
what I
locked
mean?
up.
What else you got?
No, and like I said, with Ahav, hearing his story about what he was going through and packing up and trying to, and going to Miami, and just hearing that, like, you know what I mean, and just like, damn, the courage alone just to do that
That's what I said, bro.
by yourself.
Yeah, that's what I said. Just
And then finding out, like, not even finding out, but knowing you have the support.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, this is something I want to do on my own.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But still, your support still came through. Like, shut up. Come on, we got you. You know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing on top of that. And then it just kind of just shows, like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody goes through their own shits. You know what I mean? But you got to
I
figure
think
out.
people are afraid to put themselves out there like that because it's hard to to ask for support. But when you're doing something and you get it and you get that love and that feedback, it fucking feels awesome.
Oh, it feels great, for sure.
And we talked about that too. Just being able to put yourself out there and people not wanting to
Yeah.
put themselves out there. A lot of guests that I asked, seem to be happy about the idea, but then the thought of like them having to talk about what they were doing or what was going on kind of just like it kind of like brings people back a little bit.
But when they get to that point and actually sit here and
Yeah.
behind a mic,
Yeah.
then they start to realize, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is something I needed to do.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know what I mean, you could talk to somebody.
And just reiterate, like, you're interesting.
Exactly.
Like, I think the Sam and Kat episode, when we told them, like, yo, you're interesting, they were like,
Right.
we are interesting. We are dope.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah,
They
dope
left
as
it at
shit.
they like, holy shit, we are fucking interesting.
And their content is dope. I follow them now. Like, they put up a lot of cool shit. Follow Sam and Kat.
Yeah, and they post a lot.
Yeah.
Like they post a lot.
Nice.
They're very active on social media, and that just fits to exactly what that episode was about. Right?
What's up?
They continued and followed up right from there, like right off of the jump that they got from the episode.
They just
fucking
kept
going.
riding that wave.
Now the next like 3 or 4 TikToks I saw that she posted on Instagram were all about her doing one podcast and like being famous. Like, literally, just like they took it
They
and
took
like,
and ran with it.
and took off. And
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
Sam's vision,
Yep.
right? She's like a fucking mastermind behind the scenes, like moving shit around and making it work. You know what I mean? And I know them and didn't know that.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
And all the stuff that they got going on and behind the scenes, like, very interesting stuff. So it's like once they start getting that out, it's gonna be like, those girls are monsters, yeah.
they're moving, and more to come.
More to come.
And
More to come from everybody.
Yeah, I was talking to him about it. We were gonna do this episode, and we're hoping we can do something special for episode 10.
Well, I'm there.
And then
Ooh, what's going barbecue on episode 10?
Yeah, right.
Shit.
I wanna
Whenever you want.
All right, whatever.
Shit,
and then
has to
I
be a
wanna
weekend.
When the
Dang.
weather breaks. God damn, all this
exactly.
fucking rain got me depressed out here.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't matter.
Then I was telling him, I mentioned it earlier. I wanted to do that. Like I said, I got 2 therapists that want to do an episode.
Yeah,
right?
that's crazy.
I want them to fucking therapy me on the pod. Like that would be fucking crazy. That would be like legit. One of them, her dream was to buy an RV and like travel
That's some
all
gob
over the
shit
road.
right there. God
RV.
wants to
Oh
do
my
that.
god.
So she copped the RV.
Oh,
She actually
shit.
got it. I
All
don't
right.
know if she started the journey yet. So I wanted to try to catch her maybe before she started the
off?
journey. But I saw her. She posted it. She got the fucking RV.
You gotta catch her before the journey,
And then
and then
when
after
she
the
get
journey.
back, right? Me and my wife went to her wedding a couple years ago. So I definitely want to catch up with her because then right after that she had gotten all her certificates and graduated and got certified and stuff like that.
So the RVs for her to like travel the country, and I guess she could do remote work.
You can do
that
well, yeah, because now most therapists don't
Yeah.
have like an office.
Oh,
That's
that's
so
true.
fire.
That is true.
You know what I
That's
mean?
so
So like I'm hoping I can lock that down heading into a bunch of episodes after 10. I'm still trying to drag Saint on the pod. I don't know why he's being weird. He was like, "Oh, man, I got to get back in that headspace." I was like, "Dude, I don't know what that means." It's like,
He's
bro,
a character
he's
himself,
speaking in code, bro. I don't know what that
Artists
means.
are gonna be artists, like you know that you're
Word,
an artist.
word,
Your
word.
brain's got to be there.
Yeah. So I said,
True.
"All right, man. And this is where we're at." But I'm just happy that everybody is receiving all of the work well. It's all done here. It's all done by us. We don't have a team. We don't surplus our shit and have
This
somebody
is the
else
team right
bring it
here,
back.
bro.
This is it right here.
Keep doing what you guys are doing.
And of course we want to make it bigger,
Yeah.
right? But we don't want to make it complicated.
But then it's gonna, just like your the people that you have in here.
Right.
You have these organic conversations. You guys are gonna get bigger organically as well too.
Hopefully, yeah.
You know what I mean? I know for sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you guys keep putting out the content that you're putting, you know, it's gonna organically grow.
Yeah,
You
I
could
wanna
tell
see,
by
like-
the views already
Yeah.
that it's.
I want to
it's-
see like
it's
in a
gonna happen.
year how the like where it grows to, because
Yeah.
we feel confident in that this is working.
sure.
So that's good.
The content already is heading to more of a staying power than before. We talked about it earlier.
And we
about,
joked about like that, like the content is like he was like, my mom could listen to this now, and I'm like,
Word.
Yeah.
my wife
No,
doesn't
it's
mind
true.
listening.
100%.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Because
is one of
you
the
guys
first
are talking
times.
about, like, you know,
Yep.
our old the toxic podcast. It was just
Right.
motherfuckers just
Yeah.
Yeah,
doing.
But this is one of the
stupid
first
stuff.
times where she
We
was
loved it,
like,
though. We
yeah,
loved it.
It was fun.
it was literally what it was needed for at that time, because that's exactly what it
And if that didn't happen, this wouldn't happen.
for sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So in
You're
order for
100%
this
right.
to happen, you need to have that first.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, that was the importance of having that part of, you know, this journey. And now we're here.
But you are right, because Carolyn was like, yeah, I never listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
But this one,
But this one,
I actually listen to this.
and she
it
listens. My
makes-
wife listens without me like asking her to listen.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it
She'll-
comes out.
She texts me like, "Hey, that last episode was pretty good."
Yeah, and you're
I'm
like, "What?"
"Oh,
And then,
thank you."
and then on top of that too, like you have a lot more females on this episode. Like you on this,
So that'll hopefully
so it opens
Yeah.
up, and then
Opens
you
up
have
that
people with different content that
Yeah.
already have
Their content.
their own people
Yeah.
that follow, and so they get more interested to see what you guys put out.
100%.
So it's like this thing that's growing.
hopefully, yeah.
And
You
we
know what I
talked
mean? So-
about that too, right? We talked about now having this different pace and these different faces and guests, mainly female, how that makes everyone else like more comfortable
Yeah.
and willing
Exactly.
to come
And check it out and, explore and, see what we got.
and relax and get comfortable, because that's why we changed a lot of the scenery. We still do episodes in the garage, but we changed the scenery a little bit because it just helps people get a little more comfortable, especially if it's just us.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, this is going to be one of those things where we can build off of that. But I think you're right. I think the mixture of the topics, the mixture of the conversations, and the mixture of the guests
Yes.
are going to make people more comfortable, way more digestible than before. But that stuff's not like something that we don't do. And we talked about it earlier too, about being kind of pigeonholed with current event topics,
Yeah.
right? Like, and if it don't come out the next day,
It's
Belt
it's
to
gone.
ass
You know
on
what I'm
this
saying?
Knicks game right now.
Shout out,
yeah.
shout-
So
shout out to the Knicks.
we will put a timestamp on this one. Belt to ass by the Knicks. I hope that by the time this episode comes out, that, that they actually
Facts.
closed out.
Imagine.
Word up.
Imagine.
'Cause
Nah.
that would be horrible.
No, Pacers Knicks for the conference finals is gonna be a
Yeah.
fire.
So this is but you know, and this is just another one of those comfortable features, right? We're potting right now. We can watch the game.
Big ass screen TV.
I did a lot of extra.
This is nice.
I'll say, just behind the scenes work with cameras and chargers and just making sure stands, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all these stands we bought.
And like back,
stuff
like
like
you said,
that.
trial and error. Like we're trying out these new devices. that
right.
we
You
got
gotta
here,
try out these
so we can
angles
be a little more consistent with the like.
for sure.
We know what we're looking at.
You guys can't see this, but I can, and this shit look legit.
And Wes
I
got,
watched-
Wes got a good camera.
I got my own camera.
That bar looks.
You know what I mean? I see you. You know what I mean? Like it's this.
no
It
boy.
looks legit.
So
Compared to what we had before,
Yeah.
to what you guys are doing now.
yeah, man.
all squeezed into
Salute.
one shot.
Again,
Salute,
this is
bro.
trial by error, because I bought a nice cheap camera thinking I could maybe squeeze through. Like, just record some shit on a cheap camera. It did not work out. It was a complete waste of money, and now I have a camera that I'm never going to use. So, again, definitely 100% trial and error. I got a bonus from work. It's okay.
Does that camera take pictures? Like good
Yeah,
pictures?
it takes pictures.
We might be able to do like a photo shoot.
I mean, I wouldn't say it takes great pictures, but they're decent, you know. But honestly, there's nothing more powerful than a fucking iPhone
That's
right
true
now. Like,
nowadays, yeah.
Or a Samsung.
when it comes to Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying.
Oh shit.
Cameras are phenomenal. On there.
Here we go.
The stuff I use
Just
is
the
what it's what my
Here we go, nigga. Here
Those
we
pictures
Go.
you
those
took?
bitches. I'm saying,
People were like, "Yo, what filters you use?" I was like, "The camera, dog. The camera."
But so we hear about all the good stuff. So what's the stuff do you think we need to change or sharpen or hone in on going forward from what you've seen after? Because you always get the shit after I done finished it.
Yeah.
You never get it when
Yeah.
you never get
I
it.
don't see the rough.
You never see the rough part. You always get it after I finish it.
Well, just like with anything, it's just like obviously because we don't have the earbuds in,
Yeah.
so we don't know like our volume levels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We do need to wear that, but it's just a comfortability factor at this point.
Yeah.
You can't have everybody wear headsets because then again you're pigeonholed
Exactly.
to being in a tight confinement.
So I'll
But
tell
I
you
can
what.
hear the audio.
I like that.
Struggle.
I
Of,
like that you brought that up because I also discovered something else in my trials and tribulations that I was going to test out on this very episode. I'm glad you brought that up. This beast separates the audio per mic channel.
don't know what that means.
So when you load this audio, when you're done,
it separates it.
generally you could load it into one file and you just get the one raw file. This thing separates every single component that I'm playing right now. So, I mean, down from the Bluetooth music section to the soundboard section to all three mics.
Shout out to Ray and Ralph for picking a good board.
So, I can literally take, let's just say your vocals, super low, right? I can just
You
take
could adjust
yours.
that
and
particular
I can
vocal.
just yours. So I don't have to make mine higher. So now my voice is super high. Just yours specifically and turn it up.
Yeah, because I'm always like,
I figured that out the other day.
Now,
When we
were
have
you
guests.
doing that before? Were you just
No.
adjusting all at the same time?
I was sectioning it. Like, so in GarageBand, you can put points and you can section certain points to dip and raise. So I was just sectioning it because I never dove deep enough into the actual machine to see that when you export it, it separates all of the files. I never looked at the folders inside. It comes with folders inside of it. Who would look at that? Not me. So then I look at it.
we're not audio
Yeah,
engineers.
because I'm not an audio engineer, right? I used to make rap music with a MacBook screaming at the keyboard, like hoping that the shit would pick up, and then I would just try to clean it up afterwards. But I discovered this not yesterday, the day before, and I looked at it and I was like, I pulled the file from there and it was just the soundboard.
Oh shit!
That's all it was. So the whole recording was there and it was only the soundboard audio, and I was like, so what are the chances I could just pull Javi's mic? Let's just pull it. I'm like, wow, it's in here. Because he got a low voice,
And you just
right? And then I can turn it up. And I'm like, oh, my God. Wow.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So,
All right, so
What else you got?
this episode's gonna be lit.
What else you got?
It's just those little things like when you're hearing somebody and you're worried about somebody fading in and out.
yeah.
It's like that stuff that we address. Like,
Yeah.
like back to what we were before we didn't record. The video clips. Just
Yeah.
we're finding ways of editing and utilizing the tools, disposable tools to make good clips. And like I started following a bunch of pages that show you how to use Instagram Reels and Stories, and I
Right.
put one out the other day and I thought it came out pretty dope. I've always been like,
The one with the YouTube ad, right?
yeah.
I love that one. By the way, I was going to ask you, like, yo, how the fuck you do that? Because I love that. I think that's a way better way to promote the YouTube video coming out than just putting the clip up and putting the YouTube link on it. I think that's way better.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep trying.
So I want to do that. I definitely want to move forward with that because that was dope. I was like, damn, I don't know how this nigga did that, but
There you go.
I followed somebody.
so you know what I started doing?
It's tight.
I followed somebody on Instagram that posts like they just take pictures, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that looks cool. So I just went on Canva and tried to like recreate it as best as I could, and it worked out.
I like that. That was super dope.
So I'm gonna keep trying that, like just taking stills, taking small videos, and just because it's just another way to promote the video coming out.
For sure. And I mean, and for people with full-time jobs, I think we do pretty well
Yes.
Hey,
as far as that goes.
bro,
You know
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying?
you guys do.
What else you got?
It shows. It definitely does show.
Well, I'm not a critiquer in that sense like that.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
people
Well,
are gonna complain and critique, but
I ain't worried about
I
that.
always look at the like.
What about you?
positives.
What about
When-
you, Wes? Not
when I eventually
Just-
launch my, hopefully this summer, West P Barbecue
I need
YouTube
that.
channel
I need that.
be launched out. One of those
We
things.
hungry. We
Yeah,
hungry.
we hungry.
Yeah.
So
I
one of-
love that idea. I
Niggas
think you
gotta
can do
eat.
so much.
oh man,
Especially your brain, like your
Yeah.
level.
I also
how
think you
entertain.
can stockpile like a motherfucker.
and that's the thing. Like I already got season 1 in the book.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
I
that's
already
beautiful.
have it on there.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I already have season 2. I even got season 3. So my whole plan is to have all of season 1 edited, ready to go. And then
So that you don't have to worry about making
so I don't have
something
to
all
worry.
the time.
So
Yeah, that's
as
smart.
season 1 is going, I'm already working on season 2.
Beautiful.
And now
you
you
know
know
what
who
I mean?
to ask about like
Exactly.
audio and like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like one of those things, and that's one of the things I always made a point is to make sure when I actually do record, I want to make sure I ask people, the people that I'm talking to, the viewers, to let them know like, hey, I'm learning every day.
For sure.
If you feel like I'm doing something wrong, please let me know.
That's so authentic though, bro. Like I prefer to take in that kind of content
Exactly.
than I do the weird, completely polished, like ready to go out the gate kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Like even the few YouTubers that I do follow, like I remember when I follow this one guy. He gets like 17 views on his videos, but I love the way that every time a new video comes out, he's doing something different, and it's steadily improving.
Exactly.
I'll be one of those people that was on that page following that kid when he had 19 views on it, and he will be better because he's already getting better.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the whole point. Because a lot of people are now barbecuing and all that stuff.
Cooking.
That-
Yeah,
that
a lot of people are
content just
cooking
and
lends
stuff
to
like that.
great content, like the shorts, the reels, the stories, the clips, the TikToks can all just
Especially
go
when
so
you
well.
drop that recipe
the
in that
recipes, all that.
And that's another thing too. You don't want to stay.
What's gonna have a recipe book?
Eventually,
Sure.
that's in the future. And I can hit up my man.
That's
You know,
great.
man.
I hit up
That's
my man
what's up.
over here to
Yeah.
tell me about making this book thing. You
I
know what I mean?
still
That's
want to
what's up.
challenge you on some wings though. I got a wing recipe.
Let's go, bro. But there's things I have like man, there's just so many ideas.
Ready to go.
And it's just like, I'm like itching to get it going. And you probably could attest to this. It's like you want to be a perfectionist. Like you
Yeah.
want it to be
It'll never be there.
perfect. Obviously, it'll never be perfect.
No.
You know what I mean? But it's just like I want it to be done right.
I did
Like-
it the other way. When I wrote my first book, I was just so happy to get it out that I just put it out.
Nice.
And then when it came around to the second one, that perfectionist kind of thing kicked in. But I had learned from everything that you can't see past what you're doing wrong
At the moment,
because it's yours.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's your baby. You can't, like, you can see, but you can't. There's going to be things that you do and you're going to be like, damn, I could have did that. I could have did this. I could have did that. But you know what? I know now, right? Like
you have
I've
to
done
do
it,
it to know where
and
you're
now
going.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I jumped off a fucking cliff. Like, just said, fuck it. I wrote this shit. I finished it. I never thought I would. I jumped off the cliff, put it out. And they were like, whoa, this needs a lot of work. And I was like, well, I got a second one to do. I'll work on that one.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
I'll work on
Good
that
idea.
one. But then when the second one came out, it was completely and utterly polished. I hooked up with Ashley at that point.
Word.
We got it right? And then when the third one came, we were a machine at that point, right? Like, it didn't take nearly as much time to machine that third one than it did the second one coming out for the first.
Because you already knew what you
You
were
already-
looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
But she wasn't trying to change me. She was just trying to be like, listen, we did a lot of, you did a lot of this stuff wrong. Do you want to fix it or do you just not give a fuck? Oh, I want to fix it. But I couldn't see past, holy shit, I got something that's super fucking cool and I need to get it out right now. Right? Like, I wouldn't say do what I did. Like, but don't think about holding it and trying to make it so perfect.
I
Because
love the
then you
idea that
won't-
you have your
But that is cool that
mindset
you
on
have
all
it.
these episodes already kind
Yeah.
of
No, like the first season. Yeah, I know you don't like keeping your episodes.
This guy doesn't
But-
like
No, but for
he don't
that it
like
works.
But for the
For that
first
it works.
season,
For that it
I
works.
have
For
like
that
the,
it works.
that it
This
works.
the
fucking
basic,
guy.
the
season one
basic-
chicken.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Season 2 pork.
Season 1.
Nah.
I'm cooking 19 different
19
chickens.
different. I'm
motherfucker.
cooking the
19
chicken
different
from
type
the
of
root
chicken.
to the tooth, baby.
That's crazy.
From the wing.
Nah, I get ready to tell you, season
Smoking
one, we gotta end off with the brisket. Like you gotta end it with the brisket. And one of the things
gotta
that I
have
want to
some of
do,
that brisket, bro.
because it's like you wanna. There's a lot of barbecue channels out there, so you kind of want to keep yourself separate from each one.
Yeah.
You'll be the first one that I follow because I don't follow any. So.
Follow a couple.
You'll be the
Everybody
first.
got their own thing. You need to learn and pick.
Yeah.
Like,
So I think one of the things that I want to do, like one of the main things I want to do, like every episode, like, you know, obviously I do my whole routine. And then towards the end, when it's ready to take out and I want to have somebody come in. So like the first episode off the rip, I know I'm going to have my wife come through. Have Kathy come through and then just be like, you know, give her flowers, like, you know, because she's the one that support me through this journey.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just have her try the food. Because if I try the food, automatic. I'm like, oh, this shit's rocking. This shit, if you ain't taste this, you don't know. You know what I mean? Obviously, my wife too is gonna be biased, but eventually maybe I'll have you guys come through. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm doing some chicken or some ribs or whatever the case may be, I have you. Maybe I'll have Javi. And at the same time, what am I doing? I'm showing love and I'm shouting you guys out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, I'm shouting Javi out.
That's all we
know?
doing, man.
And I'm,
That's
you
all
know,
we doing.
because it's like you're paying it forward at the same time too.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm putting this content out, and you know, I want to kind of like, you know, try to like, you know, spread love.
And who's gonna say no to food, yo?
Yeah.
Exactly. No one says no.
And I know you could. I know
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and I
you
know
what
you
I
can
mean?
cook. I had
Obviously,
food. I
you know,
cook.
everybody will come through, and obviously, you know,
sure.
the cooking process is it's a process. You know, it's a couple of hours of cooking, so chilling. You didn't have to come for the whole cook. Even, you know, 3 more hours left to the cook. You come, we chill, we politic. You know, you put your brand out. You know, tell what you're about and all that stuff. Try my food, and we just
think you
chill
got
at
something
the
on
same
your
time.
hands, man.
Yeah,
And we
I love the idea. I
we
love
talk
it.
about it again because we talk about it every fucking episode. We are going to put together something big enough where everyone can come
Yes.
and do what they got to do.
Yes.
Right? We got plenty. Listen, I live in Middlesex County. You guys live in Union County. We got plenty of parks. We got plenty of halfway
man.
points. We got plenty of things that we can rent out. We just spend a little bit of money for the permits and all that shit like that. But if we can do that and get what we want, I think we'd be fools not to do it.
No,
We have
100%.
We have way too many talented people
100%.
For sure.
who
To not have them in
to
one
not
place.
have them in one place.
Like 1,000%. But I'm glad that now that we can sit down and we can have these progressive conversations as far as brands and things like that, because
Yo, West selling barbecue
you know.
place. That should be dope.
that's what I'm saying.
That
West
should be
on
crazy.
barbecue place at the joint. You're gonna be cooking all day though, my boy.
You know,
get you a couple outfits. Boy, it gonna smell like a grill.
but you know the crazy thing though is like every time I'm cooking, like I'm not hungry.
That's
Like
crazy.
it's like when I get
Wow.
full just watching people eat my food.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you eat while you cook though?
Sometimes I'll grab a piece
I
here
think
and
that's
there.
what keeps you full
what
when
it
you're
is.
barbecuing.
But it's not like
Because
I'm
like you're tasting a little bit.
like before I eat, and that's kind of like even like you know, back in the day, you know, grandma's cooking at the house or
Yeah.
whatever, or mom's cooking
Never
at the
see,
house.
that's fast, 'cause I ain't never see grandma eat.
You know what I mean? They don't eat.
They get the full
They don't
thing,
eat.
dog.
I never
They make
seen
sure everybody eats. And what are they eating? They eating the leftovers.
Yeah, I never seen.
So you get what
grandma
I'm
eat,
saying?
bro. I know.
I get it though, because you put, you know what I mean? I
A
think
little bit of soul in that.
you
food.
put you know that energy
You
into
cook
the,
Yeah.
cook like for the house too? Or
Nah,
just the
hell no.
barbecue?
I just do barbecue. I don't have
okay.
time for that shit.
So you're not making rice and
Nah, I don't. Nah,
You leave that
dude.
to
Let
Kathy?
the machines do that.
They let machines do that.
Let the machines.
But
do all
the
that.
grilling and stuff, I'm
Yeah,
all for it.
yeah,
I'm all
yeah,
for
yeah.
it,
We
bro.
listen, man. I'm glad this is. I'm glad even the new channel could even spark a little bit
little
of that.
creativity.
You know, a little bit of
Little
creativity to
drive,
get
'cause
that.
yeah,
back.
you definitely need to do it.
100%.
Nah, yeah, for sure.
Gotta
for
have
sure.
it.
For sure, it's gonna happen.
And you
know
like
how-
I said, you count on our support with everything you do.
No, and that's why.
Just the way that you got your stuff out there will make posts, clips, and all that
Nah, I
stuff.
appreciate
Damn.
you guys as always, man.
Because this shit is running, man. This shit is
Yo, it's-
running, man. I'm glad we can. Again, it's
I'm
always
happy
good
for you guys.
when we have these little episodes where just me and you can sit down, and even if someone else joins, it doesn't matter. We can sit down and kind of recap. Because like I said, we don't talk all the time. Like unless we're talking about when something's gonna come out or when we're gonna meet up or when we're gonna podcast and things like that. Just on the day-to-day stuff, you kind of busy. Like, you got a life, you got kids, you got a wife and things like that. So it's always good to just check in. You know what I mean? Make sure there's nothing that you want to see that you're not seeing. Make sure there's nothing that you want to hear that you're not hearing. And just reaffirm the goal. We sat, like I said in the first episode, we sat in the Watt that one day, and it was like, yo, I'm gonna do this shit. I was like, and again, he knows me, so like once I say I'm gonna do it, that means I'm like 4 or 5 steps in. All
There
right.
we go.
I'm like,
But you know what's crazy
I'm gonna do
too?
it.
If you think about it, in the Watt, you sat down, say, hey, yo, I want to do this. Let's do this.
yeah.
And then look at you guys now.
But literally, it was like,
It's crazy.
It was a couple more months after that of like planning, and I did more trial and erroring then, like just sitting down here alone, just like shooting stuff and figuring out if I could edit it and figuring out if these mics would work and figuring out all this stuff. And then I was like, you know what, I think I'm ready. And then we did the first episode, and then that was that. But we definitely sat and talked about it at the Watt when they were talking about that Phantom bachelor party. That's when they were. It was. They were talking about taking the limo or the party bus on Christmas. What was it? The day after Christmas.
The day
wasn't
after
it?
Christmas.
Yeah. So they were talking about going the day after Christmas, and he was like, "I'm not fucking doing that shit." The day after Christmas. What are y'all talking about?
Yo, I love the guys, bro, but they're so fucking last minute, bro. It's not even funny.
I told them, yeah, no, absolutely not. The day after Christmas, that's my wife's favorite holiday, so I don't fucks around anywhere around Christmas. That's how you get slapped up. Shit, we were out there a week before Christmas. I shouldn't even been out that night. It was too close to Christmas. Fuck around and get sick for Christmas. No, you can't do it. But that conversation led to a lot of moves after that, quick ones and just legit ones. Like I said, by that point, by the time I had brought it up to him, I was dead ass gonna do it by myself.
Yeah.
Regardless, it didn't matter. I was gonna do it alone. Like, I was gonna hit him up and be like, "Yo, you got that board? Let me get that shit.
I'll
You got
come pick
this?
it up.
You got the mics.
I'ma
Let me
come
get
pick
2
it
of
up."
those." Like, I was gonna do it, but then I knew, because we would always talk all the time. Because after a while, we weren't even potting anymore. We were just going to his house. No
Word.
yeah.
I
no
think it
one
was just
would
us
go up.
three that would always be there. Be like,
no one
"No,
would
where the
go.
fuck
No one would,
everybody
and we just go out. And it was like, all right, well, this is still cool because I still get to go out. But it was like, damn, I still do want a podcast. Like, and it was like, I said, I know you want to still podcast. So if you want to do this together, we can 100% do it together. But if you don't, like, I'm going to do it anyway.
You know what's so funny too is, like, I remember the first episode. I saw you guys post the first episode. And that's when I hit both of you guys up.
Yeah.
And I remember Polito was like, "Yo, we kind of want you
Yeah.
to come through too and do all that stuff
sure.
like that." And you know what I mean? Old West would have been like, "Hell yeah, let's do that shit." But then I was just like, "Nah, to be honest, bro,
What you do, you said.
I'm gonna let you guys do
Yeah.
your thing because I can't commit." Because I had, you got so much shit going
so
on.
much stuff going on.
You know what I mean? Like with my stuff that I wanted with the barbecue stuff, and then obviously the kids and the wife, and then work.
Yeah.
It's like I can't commit 100%
Yeah.
to be a part of this, but
Yeah.
I'm letting you guys do it. You know what I mean? I definitely support you guys 120%. But you know what I mean? But I think for me, that was a bigger step for me to realize, because I'm always down to get into some shit.
For sure.
Like I'm always down to like whatever, because like I said. But it was just like one of those things, like, nah, I can't right now, yo. But you guys, I know you guys are gonna do it and you're gonna kill it, and for sure, like you guys now, man, you guys are killing it.
But we worked out we knew that we were busy as well. Like, but we worked out something that would not require us to be so on demand at every turn. Like, making that schedule that we had before, it worked, but you got to realize everyone was in a complete different phase of life.
You're
Yeah,
dealing
for
with
sure.
5 to 6 adults moving their
Yeah, and now it's a little different. Already easier when it's just
Because it's easier to maintain
right,
and in
it's easy to
control.
maintain. But even the way that we manage the content, we manage it a certain way that we're like, okay, we pre-plan for this so that I don't have to move right now. I'm going to move right now, and it'll be ready. but I don't have to worry about like, damn, bro, I'm not gonna have nothing to put out next week because I don't got nothing done. Like,
Right.
no, we're not gonna do that. And again, sitting with the guests, that 2-hour format we didn't plan that.
It just came.
It's just us sitting and talking with people for so long about everything that they got going on. It snowballed into that, which snowballed into our favor.
Nice.
Right. So now I don't have to be like, yo, we need to record on this day or we're fucked. Like, it's not that thing.
Because it gives you a little extra room.
Exactly. I also have a bunch of shorts and stuff that I'm filming alone about stuff that I like.
Got you.
Right. That I can use just in case. I don't need to pop it in right now and waste it and give it away. But
It's
I
not
have
time sensitive. It's
Right.
like one of those things.
But I
that
have it just so you go on vacation, or you got some family stuff, or I go on vacation, or I got some family stuff. You have stuff. You just gotta kind of really. You actually have to like kind of plan for it.
Yeah.
And if you're operating from a sense of how we used to operate, it was ultra reactional.
Way too much wing in it. Yeah.
Right. And it didn't start that way. And we know it changed that way because of everyone's lives was changing in that mode, right? I don't have time to sit and tell y'all what topics we talking about. I'm working all day.
And the
Like-
too, is like back to like it's so like the collective was so big.
So many people.
Yeah.
It was okay to be like, I can't do it today because someone
Yeah.
else is gonna be there to pick up the slack.
Right.
And it like some of the funniest episodes when it was just 2 or 3 of us.
Yeah. Those were good ones.
Where it was like you, me, and Wes, or
Yeah.
you, me.
But
and
there were
Bob.
some gang ones that were like,
Oh, of
classics.
course. Of course.
Crazy.
There's some real classics.
Of course.
Like some real cult. Like some of the ones that I still go back and I'll still listen to them. As bad as the audio is,
Oh, horrible.
as horrible as the audio is, there's still some that I will 100% go back. Especially those basement episodes. Those are my favorite ones. Like there was only 2 of them. Cause then I moved right after that. But boy, did I fucking enjoy them shits like a lot. And the audio is horrible, by the way.
different mics. Too.
Until we got the new board and the new mics. Like holy shit. But like when you had the collective and when like everybody was really like fucking punched in and locked in, it was a fucking ride, man. Like I had a great time too, and I would do the same shit again. I wouldn't change it at all.
No, it was priceless, bro.
But now it's just you gotta start looking towards your resources. You gotta start using your resources.
Yeah.
Like really, really using your resources. And honestly, if I had this mindset when we were doing it before and I had control of a lot of that footage, I think it would be different. But again, the content wouldn't be as digestible as it is now. No matter what.
No, for sure.
It was just some shit we were getting off that was just too crazy.
Yeah. There was a lot of
That was
just
too wild.
a lot of stuff going on over
Nah,
there.
the
But
counting down your 10 best porn stars episode was crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. That happened too. That's just like a real episode. That's like a it's a real
Still to this day, funniest one to me was the episode where dude jumped off.
that's what I was thinking about.
Jersey City, we jumped off.
I think like what was it like 20
I still listen to that.
20 and 30 minutes of that episode of just people just laughing.
That one was funny.
Just laughing.
This is listen, man. Again, like you said, that doesn't happen. This doesn't happen.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not one of those things
For
you'll
sure.
forget or just get rid of. It's one of those things where it's like, damn, like we had a lot of fun. But I'm glad that like again we can sit and we can talk about what you like, what you want to see.
What do you
wanna see.
what do you think we could work on?
Me?
Yeah.
The only thing I would say that we need to work on, and I don't even know if it's a need. It's kind of one of those things that's gonna happen organically. I'm just waiting for it to happen. Is one of those things where we don't step on each other with a guest. You know what I'm saying? But that's mostly more me, just because I talk a lot. So I think when we're doing a lot of stuff with guests, we'll and it's mostly me. Like you'll be asking a question or you'll be having a comment and then I'll step on something, but I shouldn't be stepping on it at that point. It could be a good point, but you're stepping on it and you're colluding and diluting what could come out of it.
Okay.
When you could just wait and now you have 2 points instead of trying to collude everything into 1 point. Right? So your episode becomes a little bit more detailed because you got that one point and then you got the next point instead of you trying to fix it all.
Point.
You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
you.
I think that's more of like that's your author brain kicking in.
I know because everything I'm listening to words.
Yeah.
Right? So everything everyone says always kicks a word in my brain. And that's just I've always been that way. When people use certain words and it's not the word, it bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's just something. But I think that's natural and that's organic, and I think that'll change as we do. You remember we were doing the one-on-ones. It was
one-on-ones were great.
You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like if you did input, it was you waiting until we were done and then you would input.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was never like both of us here with one person inputting at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I think I can get better at, like you said, audio levels as far as like people with I never have that problem. I don't have like a soft voice, but some people do.
Yeah.
So you got to get them where everyone else is. So
But I think you guys actually figured that out. Well, you figured that out.
I figured that out.
Yeah.
So,
Multi-track, I figured that out. I'm gonna figure. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Yeah, because my biggest concern was always like I wanted to make sure like people can be heard, especially if you have a
of course.
guest on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you want to
they're
make sure
doing-
they're heard. Yeah, and they're doing this too. But all that stuff,
Because you want them to be comfortable enough to move around
Exactly.
and be in
and all that stuff.
but I can't be
It's
like
time.
Yeah.
yeah, you know?
That was another thing. So even the last episode when Paul was fist fighting his microphone.
Oh my
stand,
god, the allergies in the microphone were kicking my ass
he
last
was,
episode.
he was fist fighting the microphone stand last episode. I managed to cut way more out of it than what was in it. And but again, that's just us. Like me hitting the table.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Like just little stuff like that. It doesn't bother me that much, but I think it could bother a viewer. I would say.
I agree.
It doesn't bother me at all. I could care less. I like it that way because that means like
We do
Again,
have
it's
to.
not
We
pro-
do
it's
have
not
to
produced.
change the setup for the. I'm sorry to step on you.
No.
The setup for the garage because that table does lend itself to that.
right.
But we utilize it because we put the board and all this
Right.
other stuff. So it's like,
Exactly.
it was a necessity, but I think we
Right.
could move away
But
from
I think we can change
Yeah,
it and do something
Because you don't need that table.
because you don't
Because-
necessarily
exactly.
need it
Now the
because
table is
now
more of a.
it's not as many people as before. You don't need all these.
You get a nice
Yeah,
little
yeah.
Mic
stand and
stands,
some,
right?
some
So
decent
again,
chairs.
that's just more like learning stuff. For me, there isn't much that we need to change as far as what we do. It's just in the process of what we do.
Yeah.
I would say. But if I count in the process of what we do from 1 to 8, holy shit, are we miles
You're
better
already seeing the.
than 1?
Yeah.
In 1, when me and him are just doing 1, and we're all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, and then 2, even with Ashley, like she was messing with her mic, and I was leaning to the side on mine. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
by the time we got to 3 and 4, it's a lot better.
Just being aware.
Yeah, just being aware of what you're doing. Camera angles, like,
Yeah.
got to change a bunch of those. Color grading, got to change that, right? All that stuff is going to come with me doing it over and over and over again. People didn't even notice that I had massive color grade problems on the last 2 episodes that I managed to fix as compared to the first couple that we did. You know what I mean? So cameras, like all of it.
All of that counts.
All that stuff is stuff that I want to see get better, but I know will get better because I'm just, after every punch, I'm just going to learn
That's it. You got to roll with the
more
punches.
and more, right?
Roll with
And,
the punches and you're going to learn more.
As far as what we do, I think what we do is exactly what we do. Like, we do it right.
Yeah.
We have gotten, I'll tell you what we have gotten way better in than we did in any of the one-on-ones that we did. We've gotten so much better at letting the guests run the show on all the episodes.
But I think that's from the experiences of doing all the other stuff.
Exactly. We don't need to speak as much
Yeah.
if you're trying to get a person to open up and tell
Their
what
story.
they're going through and their story,
Their experience.
process,
Yes.
their program.
Yes,
right?
yes.
You don't need to talk nearly as much as you think you do. You can talk way less. And what we've been doing has been just cleaning that up from that perspective, I think. Other than that, I don't really have any other changes. I love the progression from 1 to 8.
I do too.
I think
you guys are doing a great
rocket
job,
ship.
bro.
I think it's like
I really do.
I think it's
That's it.
All right, let's get away from that.
because but I wanted to so again I wanted to just touch base with you on that before you guys dig into way more of the fun shit. Which, can you make me a drink before we do that?
Oh shit. Yeah.
I don't have any ice down here.
Before we get into that, you know what's funny? Like,
Actually, just pour some of that Four Roses in that glass right there for me.
So I'm a bartender and I'm a guest at the same time. Just want to let you guys know.
get behind the bar.
I do it. I do it all.
Yeah.
Let's go get behind the bar.
Neat, nigga. Let me stop.
This motherfucker.
Cause now I need this because now, we're gonna dive into more less of the complicated technical shit that we. God damn, I heard that shit guzzling over there.
You just gonna take it like that?
Oh, neat, baby.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
What's up, bro? I'm right behind you, homie.
thank you. You sure you don't want one? You sure you don't want one?
I'm good right now.
Give a cheers to your man.
He's still trying to recover from Puna.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let y'all have it.
Before we get into that, I did want to add season 2 of the Last of Us is out.
Oh,
And I forgot how good season 1 was.
I only saw half of season 1. I didn't even finish it.
I wanted to ask y'all this question. No,
we're not.
I thought that question because there are people in the world who are like, no, the benefit of humanity will. I'm not that guy.
Hey,
That's tough, bro.
We're gonna have to thug
That's
this thing
tough.
out.
But-
Humanity about to end with us.
Someone else will come along.
Whenever you finish season 2, I'll come back and we'll discuss.
Talk about
Yeah.
We'll discuss it, but we can't do it now because you didn't even touch season 2, and I'm not gonna do it to you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because
you deserve
give
to
away.
watch it.
Yeah, you'll give away. You'll give away way too.
And I would really like to get your point of view as somebody that never played the game and know nothing about it, and to see what your reaction was.
Okay.
Because I got a lot of mixed reviews for people that did play the game. There was a lot of mixed reviews. Some people loved it. Some people hated it.
Yeah, I guess going into it not playing the game, I was just like, damn, this is a fucking great show.
Nah, man, I think going into it without playing the game is better. I think you again.
enjoyed the show for the
That's what I'm
show.
saying. You have no idea what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
And
I'm not comparing it to.
I
something else.
appreciate it. I appreciate the show based on how they stuck to it. The game, like you could mirror the game and the show, and you just be like, "Oh shit!"
I think that's the good point for people that
play the game. They would
because
appreciate
people that
it.
haven't played the game want it to be like that. So if you don't, then you already oust that community.
Think about the games that are made to movies and how horrible they are.
Dragon
Most of
Ball Z
them are.
never got it right.
Horrible.
That's
Mortal
crazy.
Kombat
You know,
never got it right.
You know what I mean?
that last Mortal Kombat wasn't bad.
It wasn't
Street,
bad.
yeah, but
But it wasn't
But
good.
it's still not.
Street Fighter.
I didn't even know they made a Street Fighter movie.
What
The
was
original?
Jean Claude
Was
Van
Jean-Claude
Damme?
Oh, the
Right there?
original one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I
You get
thought
what
they
I'm
made
saying?
like a new one.
Like those are
The original one.
horrible. This is the only game that I know that they really stuck
Assassin's
to the
Creed
game.
might be the worst one.
Oh, I don't even remember
They made a
that
movie
one.
for Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even remember
I
that
thought
one. That's how
Uncharted
bad it
was
was.
I love that.
Uncharted wasn't
was
bad,
good.
but you know why though? Uncharted is made by Naughty Dog,
That makes sense.
and Naughty Dog is also the creator of Last of Us.
Last of Us, yeah.
You know what I mean? So and then they they kind of stuck to it pretty well.
All right, bro. Y'all.
But
turn
anyway,
this into a
whatever.
Nerd podcast.
All right.
I said, don't turn it to a nerd podcast. Turn it to a nerd
But
podcast.
you see how you just go
All right.
down that rabbit hole?
Now, we are where we are, right? Last time we spoke, we're in the hobby episode. Paul hadn't even spoken to Ray, and he was in his wedding. Still crazy, by the way.
Still crazy.
But
Crazy.
made it. Obviously, you guys made it down.
Obviously, they had a lot on their plates.
It's good, right? Four Roses is delicious.
Four Roses?
Yeah, Four Roses is good.
Shit smooth as
Yeah, it's,
fuck.
especially in it's way better on ice too. Anyway, you guys made it to DR. Do I say the DR or do I say DR?
You can say
'Cause
DR.
I know Hispanic people are weird about that shit.
Nah, who cares?
You got to say the Dominican Republic, like because it's a separate thing.
It's
I
not
don't
my
know.
country.
I didn't make this up. I'm
I
just
just
telling you
adopted
what
it.
I heard, right?
I'm just
telling you what I heard.
neighbors.
As Dominican adjacent.
They almost didn't let Wes in. they thought he was gonna start a revolution.
Nah, they thought I was Dominican.
Oh yeah.
It was like, no, papi, you are. I said,
Yo,
no.
you surprisingly speak good Spanish, yo.
Well, here and there.
Your wife's just
I've been with my wife for so long, bro.
right? Yeah, you got to pick up on some shit.
Some for so
How
long.
do you talk to your in-laws? They speak Spanish, right?
I speak some type of English.
I speak it a little bit. Here.
All right,
I speak a little.
run me through this thing. I need to know, one, what were the days like? How many days were you there before the wedding?
What was it? I was there. I came in Wednesday, so I was 2 days.
You were 2 days, and you came in on
Thursday. So
Thursday.
before the wedding.
All right. So
I stayed one day more than him.
okay, he was there a
And he
day
was there
early.
Yeah. I left Saturday.
All right, hit me. Highlights the days before the wedding, not of the wedding. Hit me. Highlights the day before, because I know the first day is always personally my favorite day on the island. The first day is always, if you got in the morning, the island day on the first day is always my favorite day.
Yeah,
Really, that's one of my worst days.
Oh,
Really?
It's my favorite day.
Because I hate traveling. I travel a lot.
I don't
but
mind.
Hate
I don't
traveling.
mind traveling.
We always try to travel early.
Yeah.
We always
I
try
always
to get
try
there.
to get the most out of the day.
Yeah.
Well, just in travel in general, no matter how early you get there, you still like check-in time is still like 3:00. So even if you get there like 12,
Yeah, but you got the beach.
yeah.
Yeah.
But by the time you get there, it kind of like, to me, the first day is always a wash.
What?
Yeah.
You wash your first day?
'Cause, like,
that's
you
why
get
you wanted
there-
them extra day at the end staying ass niggas. Yeah.
Because you get there, you kind of get tired. Like by the time you get there, like you're like forced to eat like at the buffet.
You an old man.
Yeah,
That's the old man shit,
first-
right?
My
Old man.
first day is
The
kinda
first
wild.
day is me and
I like to,
Carolyn's
like-
favorite day.
Really.
Yeah, because there's no commitment to anything. I don't have
That
a
is
room.
true. That
I
is
don't have bags. I don't have anything. All I got is this beach and this bar.
That's gonna change with the kid though.
Exactly. I believe that. I can
No,
dig
it's gonna
in-
change
I can dig in
100%.
my luggage, grab my bathing suit real quick,
And head to the
boom,
pool.
head
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
pool,
yeah,
relax.
yeah.
That's going to completely change.
I'm eating at the buffet.
This is why I don't plan on going anywhere with my son, as far as that goes, until he's old enough to like be by himself. But even then, it's kind of a wash. So it's a wash for you on the first day. What about you?
Nah, first day for me, like I'm ready to go. I think what we did on the first day,
That's me.
we got to our, we end up upgrading our room.
Okay, let's
So
go.
At
Ball-
the
we got
place?
at the
get it.
place.
Oh, okay. So
Balling-
you plan to upgrade.
Let's
So
go.
we-
Balling ass nigga.
We end up upgrading. We end up getting the swim out
Swim
pool.
out. Yeah, the swim out.
The
Let's
swim out
go.
pool.
That pool's always dumb cold.
Nah, that shit was nice and warm, brother.
Your shit was in the sun.
Yeah, it was in the sun, nice and warm.
That resort did a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every swim out pool that I've ever had was always dead in the shade. It was always the
Because
cold.
No,
it's
this
always
one-
like the reserve side.
Yeah.
And there's you're right. Usually they're
Yeah.
more tucked away. This resort did it right. They put the swim outs in the middle,
Beautiful.
so they're catching all the sun.
Yeah.
away,
So they're nice and warm.
so they're nice and warm.
Butt
They
naked.
this
Yeah,
resort did a good
the
job.
privacy.
No, it wasn't about that. You could like literally go over to the other side.
Yeah, that's
But-
the other. It's like
but
it's
the-
basically one massive.
But this
the-
wasn't like a honeymoon.
No. Remember, we were here for a wedding, whatever.
Was
It
there kids there?
Yes, there were kids there, but
Trash.
not our kids.
No, I mean just the resort in general. If they
It
allow.
didn't
No,
feel
yeah.
kitty though.
No, I didn't feel kitty at all.
No, I don't like resorts that allow kids at all.
No,
Like, no children.
This
was fine.
resort.
But I have-
Well, that has to
I have-
change now,
this
bro.
is gonna change.
That's
I
gonna
have a son
change.
This
now.
resort did a very good job of
Yeah.
spacing itself out.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it had everything you needed: a water park, a kids area.
I didn't even know the water park was where it's at.
Ooh, a water park.
Like I didn't even know it was over there. I'm kind of upset that I didn't even go to the
Did you-
lazy river or
It
the
was
slide.
So what'd you do the first day?
So the first day we got to swim out. We upgraded whatever, and then we went to the beach to just a little bit to check it out. Went to the water, and literally the beach in front of the resort just had mad rocks, bro. Like I stepped down, I was like, God damn.
Okay.
There's so many rocks. So then we just went back to the pool with the beach bar with the bar, and we just chilled there. That's when we met everybody and all that stuff. And we chilled there the whole night. We were just chilling in the pool, and then we end up going to the lobby.
It's my favorite fucking day.
And it was nice.
my
was
favorite
nice.
day.
And
I'm
then-
energized. Like when I get there, I got another battery in my back. I'm ready to fucking go.
The next day was the best for me.
Yeah.
Because
That's the day you got in.
yes, that's the day he got it. So we woke up. We always try to wake up early. We woke up like at 7 that day.
You got to get up early.
And then we
Get
went
down there.
We
get
went
you
to the
some
beach.
breakfast, Put your towels down.
Yep, we had breakfast. We went to the beach, but we walked
Yeah.
all the way down the beach. all the way down the beach to like to the end where there was,
You know
like,
what
the
I liked
rocks.
about this place?
What's that?
Not a lot of resorts do that. Normally people do that. They go down, they get their chairs, they put them things.
Yeah.
Those are my chairs all day.
Yeah,
This place wasn't having it.
I love that. Good for you.
If
It
you
would take the towels.
It would take the
They'll
towels.
take the towels.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's
They'll
up.
take the
I
And
towels.
like that.
it wasn't like you had to give a card to get your towel. There's a lot of places like that, though.
Yeah,
you
I know that
This
too,
place
yeah.
is just like, no, these towels are available all
yeah.
day long.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Okay.
It was nice.
I'm
you
like
didn't get like those people who were like just took the spot and you're just kind of fucked.
I'm those people.
Yeah. So this was just like, hey,
I'm
just
those. I'm
chairs are always available.
people.
The resort did it well. Dreams
That's a-
always really.
No, it
kinda
was
did
it
their
was
thing.
it was really nice.
So when did congratulations to Ray and Karina.
Yeah,
by the way.
congrats, bro.
Sorry we couldn't make it, but I ain't got nobody that can watch my son.
Tough, brother. It's tough. That's another reason why I stayed a shorter day too.
Yeah.
It's hard.
He's just too young, unfortunately.
No, I feel you on that
So
one.
when did they get in? Or they
They were
already-
in already.
They were there when you
They
got
were there. They were there when. No, actually, we got there before that.
Okay. So
They
they
came in Wednesday, but
Okay.
they had
Later.
like our flight was at 9. I think their flight was like at 11. I want to say.
Oh, okay.
They had a later flight
Okay.
and all that stuff like that. But no. So yeah. So Thursday we were at the beach. We walked all the way down, and the water was beautiful. It was nice and warm.
Sand
and all
was
that stuff.
soft.
Sand was soft. And my wife was like, "Oh, there's little bracelets over there. Let's try to see if we get some bracelets for the
$48
kids."
bracelets.
40. I wish it was $48.
Would have bought them if they were $48.
Motherfuckers. Thank God my wife was with me. You know, because she spoke Spanish.
Oh yeah.
Once they hear say like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Blah, blah, blah. They're like just like, oh fuck. Like we can't get these motherfuckers.
Did you get the free gift?
Yeah, I got a free
okay.
gift. They gave me a free necklace, my wife a little bracelet.
Nice.
And my wife started picking out some stuff that we were gonna buy and all that stuff. And I was like, all right, babe, how much is this shit?
Because off the bat, you're thinking to yourself, this has to be cheaper than the gift shop.
Motherfucker started
Nope.
taking it. He took a calculator, started typing numbers. Motherfucker said $80.
You are a gift shop.
He said
Let me get
80
up outta here.
motherfucking dollars.
Yeah, let me get up out of here.
US dollar. I told my wife, I was like,
He said
US
Say
dollars?
USD, man?
Like, yes.
Ain't no
What currency are we talking about right now?
You
USD.
you're not about to make it off the beach with
I
that.
think 80 was his number.
That was his number. Yeah, that was his number for sure. Because when I was like,
Matter
nah,
what it
man,
was.
I told her, I was like, nah, we're not doing this. We are not doing this. I was like, Scarlett has this box set at the house. We can make 20 right now
That's funny.
and make a come up. Like,
Yeah.
and he tried to hit me. And then you know what he did? He was like, all right, for you, my friend, $30. How you go from 80
Damn.
to 30? I'm good, bro.
That's a real nigga.
He
He
tried
a
to,
real
he
nigga.
tried to get, he tried you saw that little blue rock?
Yeah,
He tried to say, yo, these are only in DR.
Only DR.
These are handcrafted. And I'm
handcrafted.
like, dog, I travel the world. You find these anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? But my wife picked out like 4
The
bracelets.
handcrafted is crazy, by the way.
And we're like, how much? He goes, 200.
200.
I
God
was like,
damn.
I just started walking away. And then he goes, no. For you guys, because you're Latinos, 80. I was like, yo.
Let's go.
How does it go from 200 to 80? My man had no.
Because he was about to go from asking you to making nothing.
He had no.
You gotta be careful out there. When you out in the beaches, like we got out to the beach and we sat down on the little beach chair real quick, and I don't know when this motherfucker came out. He came out of nowhere. And he started talking like, "Yeah, my friend," because apparently I'm everybody's friend.
Oh, you was
Yeah,
everybody's
I was everybody's friend.
You was everybody's friend.
And he come up and he start talking. Thank God for my wife speaking Spanish. She's like, "Oh, habla español." Oh, okay. So apparently he gets the coconuts from the coconut tree.
Well, right above his head.
It's a show, baby.
Right.
So
he
paying for the show.
started talking up a storm, and he was like, "Yo, you want me to climb up the coconut tree and you take a picture?" Nah, we good. You take that picture, what's gonna happen? Okay, you get $20 for this picture. It was like, no, we're good. This was fine.
You want me to climb the coconut? Bro.
He said, climb the coconut tree,
Hey, bro.
and you take a picture.
He ran that hustle on everybody.
And then after that, check this
What
out.
is going on?
He left. He comes back with 2 coconuts. Didn't say one word to either of us. He came back with 2 coconuts right by where we was sitting down on our little chair. And he started taking his machete. He started cutting the one up.
Wes was like, hey,
I was like, "Yo, what are you doing?
He said, yo, relax.
He's
nigga.
like, yo, what are you doing?
He said,
He's
chill,
like, yo, I'm cutting. And my wife is like, no, we don't want it. And he's like, no, we're going to go for a
late.
walk. And he's like, no, I got you. It's like, no, we're gonna go for a walk. All right, I'll leave it here for you. It's like, no, because my wife went, we don't want it to get it too hot. We outside. It's not cold.
When was the coconut cold?
Oh, it was never cold. It was in a tree.
It was in a tree.
It was in a tree.
It was never cold.
It's gonna be hot
It
regardless.
was never cold.
Hot coconut water.
but
It's in the tree.
Crazy.
but she's like, nah, we don't want it.
It's never cold.
And all that stuff. So, but that's how they get you.
That's how to get.
Yo, y'all.
Because once they cut it and just
We
leave it
saw
over there.
people in the resort walking
They-
around with a coconut. Like, damn,
You're
I'm
like,
down
damn.
for it.
But then but
Right? They was getting their drinks put in the coconut because they're like, y'all pay for it regardless.
I get my money's worth.
Yo, money.
But come to find out, the resort, I think it was like every Tuesday or Thursday, they have coconuts ready for
Wheelbarrow
everybody
of coconuts
that
free
you
for
can get for
everybody.
free.
All right, bro. Yeah.
They was running a hustle.
I'm glad to see it doesn't change no matter where you go, huh?
So if you out there, just stay
be
in the,
careful,
Just be
bro.
careful.
But
They out here.
sad, man.
If you don't have
Yeah,
a
it's good.
Spanish
That's
speaking person with you, stay the fucking side of the resort. Cause
So walk
Try-
me
you
try
will
not
get
to
got.
carry- if you don't carry cash on you, that's always the rule of thumb. Like, I don't carry
Yeah.
cash on me because
Yeah.
like I don't want to fucking be buying shit.
Don't carry shit.
The dude at the beach kiosk goes, "We take Apple Pay,
Damn.
Zelle, and Cash App."
They
I
have,
was like, "My
they-
man,
they have
it's
Wi-Fi.
2025.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
good times though, bro. Good times.
And then he
Good
goes,
fucking.
"If you don't want to do this," he goes, "If you don't want to do this, we got horses you can ride at the beach."
never ending,
I know
bro.
this coconut water gonna get warm. And if you don't want that, you can ride that motherfucker right there. These dudes is crazy. I'm glad it doesn't change like wherever you go. That's
You gotta support the local economy.
you gotta support the locals though. You gotta buy 80
Yeah,
bracelets
but-
sometimes.
You got to, but they
So-
be trying to hustle you. So I
So
gotta
the-
respect their hustle too. But
So they weren't married yet.
To be completely honest with you, it was hard to catch Ray and Karina
Well,
because they were very busy.
I
They
assume
had a
so
lot of
because
stuff to do.
my sister
you were
my sister did the destination wedding that I was in. Carolyn wasn't in it, and she ended up being the beneficiary of all the
yeah,
Yeah, and
that's the
what
same
I
thing
like.
with you with
But
right?
your wife
Because
and my
when
wife.
you're in it, like you literally
Miss a
there's
lot of
so many things you have to do. You
Yeah.
miss a lot of that time. Did they have like a little
Pre-
bonfire
yeah.
get together thing?
They had like an all white party at the
okay.
rooftop.
My
which
sister
was
had a bonfire. That was her like pre-wedding thing.
Nice.
Like the night.
Like the
before.
whole party gets together.
Yeah. She had like a big bonfire where they cooked. And,
I got
and
there
stuff
on
like
time
that.
for
That was cool.
We did that. Met everybody.
So you did the white party.
Yeah, it was all white party. It was
Mad
nice.
Dominican. That's hard. That's hard.
It was
I
nice.
appreciated it though because it kept you cool.
Yes.
DR's hot.
Yo,
It is.
hottest.
DR.
The reason I have this hat on is because the way my head is peeling right now, I look like a fucking Cleon.
I do want to ask Wes, at what point did you become the mayor of the
Word.
Dreams Macau Punta
Yeah.
No,
what
when I
what
tell
was the
you-
turning? What was the turning point?
Like-
where they were just looking for you.
I just,
There
I,
was dudes from other wedding parties coming
Wow.
to the bar like, where's Wes?
Wow.
I just like to have a good time.
I
That's it.
You can't-
There's no other way.
isn't that?
Like,
I get it.
it's just
when you're
no
there.
other way. Well, I'm out here, especially I don't have the kids. You know what I mean? It's me and my
Oh
wife.
my god! When you're in vacation mode,
Like you're on vacation mode. I love weddings.
And you don't
Like,
get drunk.
I also love.
I do.
weddings.
I'm just a happy drunk.
I love weddings too.
Weddings are great. Bro.
Weddings are awesome, especially when you're like actually having fun.
Oh my
Like,
god.
there's no other better time.
You won't. You
It
will
is
catch
that mindset too, because like
Yeah.
everybody's there to celebrate.
It's
Exactly.
that's the key thing.
Exactly.
Celebrate.
Everybody,
You're
nobody's here for
celebrating the
nonsense.
moment,
All
the time. So we're at this resort where you got multiple weddings happen.
multiple.
So
weddings.
if I'm able to be like, yo, I'm happy for you to anybody, fuck it.
I hate when there's mad weddings happening.
Nah, man.
This
it's a good
place
time.
is a machine.
It's a fucking machine.
Like when there's a I don't know. I never liked when there's more than one wedding.
I did comment that because it makes it hard to feel like, oh, I'm special. Today's my day when you
Yeah.
have like 3 other weddings going.
Right.
But the resort does such a good job of like spacing them out.
Yeah.
That you can be at the resort while not at the pool.
Yeah.
And someone's literally having a
I
fucking
think
wedding
for
right there.
yeah.
for Ray and Karina's wedding, there was their wedding and there was another wedding.
Yeah.
But I think we didn't.
And that
I didn't.
Saturday-
I didn't see the
that
bride.
Saturday that you left, 3, dog.
Wow.
Holy shit.
3.
Wow.
We were like, whoa. And then it rained crazy.
Oh, did it?
What?
Nice.
Storms were coming.
Nice.
So how did that just run me through briefly, just to set up for you were in it. Just a setup of the day. I know it gets crazy, it gets warm when you're wearing the tux.
Warm is an understatement.
Pictures,
Pictures.
pictures lining up. Wait, you didn't take pictures? What was that? What you mean?
No, it's just funny.
You didn't take pictures?
It was just fucking
We got
hot, bro.
We got told, like, because you're in a wedding party, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do what you're told.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, you do
Pretty
whatever.
much.
Yeah, you
Go
do.
here, be
Yeah,
here.
they tell you to point here, be ready by this time, whatever.
And you gotta follow this itinerary
Right.
because everything is timed. And
Yeah.
like I said, those places are machines. So you go
sure.
there and you're like, all right, what am I waiting for? And you're
Yeah,
like,
no, you just
all right,
wait.
that guy's coming. All right,
Yeah.
he shows up.
You-
All right, what am I doing? Now you gotta go over there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, you go over there. Now what do we do? You gotta wait for these pictures to finish. All right, now what do we
Okay.
do? All right, now you gotta take your pictures. All right, so it's just a lot of.
It's been a
moving
long
parts.
time since you've been in a wedding, right?
Hell yeah.
The only good
I'm
thing
not-
about
I'm
it
not a
was
fan of being at
that
people's weddings.
I get that.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind.
I've been in
You've been in like 30 of them.
four or five. I've been in. Yeah, it gets a little, especially when it's warm. The
And
warmer
every
months
wedding's
are
a little
horrible.
different.
And every wedding's different, but that aspect usually doesn't change.
No.
There's usually a lot of standing and waiting and telling.
I
Right?
think it was our
Go over there, but wait.
tux was just our tux was just too much.
They're not beach tucks.
They're not beach tux.
No, they weren't, and neither one of my sisters.
Oh my God. No, it was-
They
it
weren't
was-
beach tux either.
It was
They
bad.
it was the shirt. I had to change my shirt underneath.
You
when
know
I was done.
Weezy?
You know,
Yeah.
He sweated so bad.
His
Yeah.
blazer
The
was sweaty.
Blazer, it melted. Like, we had white shirts underneath.
Yeah.
His shirt became red. That's how much
It
he
bled
into it. Like, he took it off, and we're
We-
like, dog,
we thought-
we
we
had
thought-
white shirts.
We thought Move was gonna. He thought he was gonna because
Yeah.
he sweats automatic.
Yeah.
But Weezy was struggling.
Shout out to Weezy.
Shout out to Weezy. bro.
Weezy's
Yo,
blazer.
Yo, there's at one
the
point he was
sweat.
sitting on the stairs. He's like, I
can't do
can't do it anymore.
How was Steve, man? I haven't talked to Steve in a while.
Steve was good.
Steve was good.
Steve's like,
But Steve a traveling ass nigga.
Steve is something else too, man.
dog, man,
That
when I tell you
motherfucker.
Steve is different.
He is.
We didn't see him, what was it, Friday morning?
He came with Allison,
Was it
right?
Friday morning? Yeah. Allison.
Yeah,
went to-
she was there, right?
Shows up in the afternoon. We're getting ready. Steve, where the fuck were you all morning? He was like, yo, we actually found a hospital and we found it in our hearts. We went to go donate. We were like, what? He's like, yeah, we out here. We do a little philanthropy.
Nigga, we drunk in the pool.
I was like, Steve, this ain't raw way.
He's the
Vacation.
mayor, bro.
Good for
Like,
him, yo. Good
But
for
my
him.
boy is different. And I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, we run a nonprofit. We
Yeah.
had to go find a place to go nonprofit. And
That
I was
is
like,
hilarious.
writing off this whole expense
Writing
here.
off
I
that
love
whole
it.
expense.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's good, man. I'm glad everybody.
No, it was a good
I'm
time.
glad everyone showed up. I'm glad it worked out.
Jerry said one thing. Sorry to cut you guys off. He said one thing and it kind of really stuck. He goes, us being in this element, being out in a resort together as friends and family,
Oh, it's beautiful.
it made you see the best of like each other.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, man.
Because you dress up, you go out,
Yeah.
you're celebrating their love.
You're making it an intent
Yeah.
to look good. You're making an intent to have a good time and be there to celebrate.
And you're with your partner. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, you're
And
like in
especially-
love, around
yeah,
love.
especially when you're doing that.
Yeah.
That's been my favorite part about attending weddings now after I got married and been in all my friends' weddings and stuff like that. It's always good to go with my wife and just be there and have a good time. Like it's always
Wes almost went solo.
Almost.
yeah, that's crazy.
I almost was so. Yeah,
He would've
that's
been in
crazy.
trouble.
I would've been so much trouble.
Could
I'd have spent so much
is it
money.
like would you have a babysitter issue?
Well,
or-
yeah, we had an issue trying to get a babysitter, but shout out to my in-laws. They were able to come through. My
How
sister-in-law.
many days?
It was
4?
It was 4 days. Yeah, 3
days?
nights. 4. Yeah,
That's
4
a
days.
lot of fucking days.
Yeah. The only issue is because we left Wednesday and the kids have
Yeah, they
school,
got
so like that
stuff,
whole getting them ready
Well, that
for
was
school
my whole.
stuff.
That was my whole problem. It wasn't. That was my whole problem why I couldn't go. It wasn't because of the weekend stuff. It's because like you gotta drop him off at daycare.
Yeah.
You gotta pick him up at a certain
Yeah.
time, walk home by himself.
Of course,
You gotta pick.
yeah.
But my parents work, so does their work align with him
Yeah.
getting out?
Yeah.
They live 40 minutes away.
And
Like,
yeah, I mean,
it gets like real.
and I think
complicated.
Karina and Ray really saw that because
Yeah.
they kept reiterating every time we were in groups. They would just kept saying like, "Thank you guys for making it out.
For sure.
No, it's not easy.
Yeah.
and we appreciate everybody who showed up." And
Yeah.
everybody was like, just like, "Of course we're gonna show up."
Yeah.
And then you
was-
realize like,
yeah.
no, everybody did a lot to get here.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
and
You
and
made
that's
a
why
lot.
because
It
you guys
was-
did
it
special
did a
shows
lot
and
of
everything.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, one thing I liked about it too is just
Very
beautiful. It's just like, you know, obviously, you know, we're there because of Ray. You know, of course we know Karina.
Yeah.
But we don't know Karina's family and friends as much.
But you got to meet them, right?
But we got to meet
that
them.
was cool, right?
And it was like
They're all cool
we didn't even. You wouldn't think that we knew each other forever.
for real.
Like, you know what I mean? It was just like it just flowed so well and it was just right.
How many
like-
destination weddings have you been to?
This is my first one.
one.
Yeah.
This is my first
My
one.
sister's my first one too.
Yeah, it was my
a
first one.
completely different experience.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
This is like my first time actually going like international with the wife, besides going to Peru. It was like the first time. Like we do a lot of cruises together,
Yeah.
so it's a little bit
Different
different.
African.
It's different, yeah. But this one was like, you know, out like to a specific country and all that
Me and
stuff.
Carolyn are resort vets.
Yeah, well, I'm a resort guy too.
We were resort.
I resort
veterans.
over Airbnb too.
I
Like,
resort
I like
over-
having things.
Oh,
I
I'm all
think.
for
I
it.
think now, honestly, I might. So I went to Turks a couple years ago. That was my last trip. And I think honestly, I'm maybe leaning more towards the Airbnb vibe.
As
Oh, really?
as a family,
As
it
a
works.
family, yeah,
It's just the headaches of everything else, kind of like.
yeah.
You
That's
gotta find where to eat. You gotta.
if it's just us. I'll
See,
never,
that's the thing too. The all inclusive is kind of like what reels you in because you don't
Yeah.
really have to.
well, I don't
find-
have to do anything,
Yeah,
right? I look at a calendar, see what's open, and I plan my week based off of that.
exactly.
But when you have kids, it's a little different. I want to have the freedom to not have to eat between these hours. You know what I mean? Or I want to be able to not leave and eat right here, right? Because I can't leave because he can't leave, so I got to stay here. You know what I mean? So I think after that last trip, and after how expensive Turks and Caicos is, actually.
that's
I heard
a little
it's-
different.
even when you do it all inclusive, there's still ends
Yeah.
up being, if you want to do things, there's still a lot of expense
You gotta go hit
that
up
comes with it.
like
but-
Mexico and Cancun and shit like
I
that.
hated Mexico, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister got married in Mexico. I did not like Mexico at all.
Nah.
If she wasn't getting married there,
I think because Mexico is very party,
it was fucking hot.
and that is too. It's hot.
It was like 104
We gotta do Mexico.
in
one.
Mexico.
Mexico's fun though. Like if you want to party, like you go.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm out.
And the
on
resorts
Mexico.
are beautiful out there.
The resort was the resort she was at was amazing. I have no complaints about the resorts. I think I just don't like Mexico as a whole. I'm not into it.
No, DR.
I think I'm out.
DR
it
was
was
nice.
fun, man. We had a good
Hey,
time.
I had a fucking butler,
I was
bro.
supposed to go there, DR, for my honeymoon, but that was when people were like dying and shit
Oh.
from
Yeah.
like the out from the.
I
liquor,
found out
from
like
the bootleg liquor.
2 weeks
shit.
before we got there
Yeah.
or something like that. Some girl went disappeared. Like
Oh,
everybody
well,
was
that-
talking about
well,
it.
that always.
My wife's cousin was there when that happened at
Oh,
the same
yeah?
resort. Yeah,
That's
it wasn't the resort that we were at, but it was
Yeah.
another one.
They were bootlegging liquor years ago when I got married in 2019. Yeah, I got married in 2019, and we went to Jamaica instead, but we were supposed to go to DR, and like 10 or 15 people had died
Oh shit!
from bootleg alcohol. So we didn't. So we changed it to Jamaica, and I was like, I mean, Jamaica ain't.
We're still
it's like-
alive, Paul.
I say, yo, Jamaica ain't that far.
We had good liquor though.
Well, see, that's the thing too. I was like, yo, they got good liquor there. Like, I kind of still want to go there. But I was like, bro, I don't want to have a fucking mimosa in the morning and worry about if I'm a croak by fucking lunchtime.
Because this is the thing with any resort. Like any resort you go to, you're gonna have like a lobby bar. You're gonna have a premium bar,
Right.
right? So don't
Always find the
expect the
premium.
drinks to be the same at the pool bar that they are at
no,
the
no.
lobby.
Nah.
Because you
Like,
can't.
'cause you
can't
can't.
sell the drinks at the pool
Exactly.
bar that you're selling at the lobby bar because niggas gonna die in the
So
pool.
when you go to the pool bar, you gotta get the mixed drinks or you gotta get the fucking like the frozen drinks.
Oh,
You
I
know,
hate that.
and you gotta be specific with the alcohol you're asking for. Because if you just go like vodka and club soda, they're gonna give you that rubbing alcohol
yeah,
shit.
but that's why people don't last, bro.
Yeah,
you would be
'cause you get
drinking all that
fucking-
sugary shit.
But I think
When
we
you
were
in the
good
pool,
though, right?
we were good because we knew what to
That
drink.
sugar-
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, because we're older.
because you're older now, you know. But the people that be drinking them sugary, frozen shit at the pool all day,
And
you're
just
gonna,
keep asking for
you're
more
gonna
fucking.
you're gonna die.
Yeah.
All that sugar is gonna kill you before that alcohol gets you. and you gonna feel like shit the next day, boy.
Well, people got a little wasty out there.
Oh,
Yeah, who's getting wasted
boy.
out there? All right,
know
who
Frank the
was
Tank go
wavy?
crazy.
I know Frank was wavy as fuck. I know
boy
Frank was on
Frank
some shit. I
Pull
saw-
some chick
pulling
hair.
hair, bro.
That was
random.
That's
chicks.
crazy. What you mean random? What you mean?
I mean, we say
After
what
the
we
lobby,
mean, bro.
we hit the club.
Hold on.
No. We say what
Random.
Random, like not part of our party.
you know, like you about to do like Street Fighter, and you don't want a specific character to pick, so you hit random. That's what happened. That's it.
He didn't. Come on, bro.
My boy
Stop.
Frank the Tank is different, yo.
Yo, come on, man.
First time,
Nah, no,
he didn't even stay at the resort. My man got an Airbnb.
You gotta be fucking fancy. You gotta be difficult. Anything Frank gonna do is gonna be difficult.
He got an Airbnb so
And then
close
he
to the
gonna-
resort. He walked on the
He
beach
throw a
8
rock.
minutes.
and walked to the resort
Why?
because they are charging you the other way. You had to get like the day pass the other way.
This nigga's crazy.
Yeah, my man Frank is hilarious, yo.
The first night he was there, he was he pulled apparently 2 bitches hair.
Hey,
I think it was 2.
I mean, he ain't
Oh.
afraid to talk to somebody.
he's not afraid.
Yo, he's not.
I gather that. That's.
And then
I'm glad y'all had a good time, man.
It was a
That
great
just sounds.
time.
That
It
sounds
was a-
like-
it was a time.
It sounds like fun. I'm glad.
a time was had.
Yeah, That's good,
It was a
man.
good time.
but they, the wedding day went off, no hitch, everything cool, vibes.
I
was
mean,
right.
every wedding's gonna have their hiccups.
Well, because I mean, I know because mine did. Like, nothing goes perfect.
No,
but
nothing ever
as
goes
long as nothing goes bad.
Because
then
the
it was
thing
a
is,
great
like,
day.
the place has to have like contingencies.
right.
Because supposedly the day that they were gonna get married, like they were supposed to get like the
It's supposed to
biggest
get
storm.
mad rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the place has to like, okay, we're not doing it there, we're gonna do it here,
Right.
and so it's like, and then you obviously you pay for what you pay for everything.
Yeah.
You know, like Ray was telling us a story about like he wanted it at a certain place, and they were
Yeah.
like, of course, the place is gonna do whatever you want.
Exactly.
They're like, of course we can set it up there,
Yeah.
but in order to set it up, we're gonna have to put lights, and you're like, well, put the fucking lights up, and the guy's like, yeah, it was
pay
gonna
for the
cost you
lights.
$3,000 to put
You
up
gotta pay for the
lights.
lights. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're like, yeah, fuck these lights.
Yeah. Fuck the lights. We
Well,
have it wherever.
We'll do it. We're somewhere else. So it's like
Do it live.
the place is gonna be the place. That's their gimmick. They're gonna
Okay.
give you what you want. But you got to pay for it.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it's just like no wedding is gonna go off without a hitch. The important part is that they enjoyed it, your guest enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and you make memories.
I mean, that's always.
and I think that's
the
what was
important part.
accomplished.
Well,
at
that's
the end
good
of the
then.
day.
And I think that's what I always try to. I remember
And that's
one time I took Karina to the side. And I was like, "Yo, just remember, like this is your day. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like this is your weekend. You know,
Yeah.
this is we're
And
all
it
here
goes
for
by
you.
too fast for you to worry about.
Don't
with
stress
shit.
because before you know it,
Yeah.
like that,
You
it's
wake
gone.
up. You literally wake up. Say, I'm
gone.
getting married today.
Mm-hmm.
You literally get dressed, and then after you say your vows, and you start partying. It's over.
It's it. It's done.
And you're
It
like,
happens so fast.
damn.
You're like, I
So
did
make
all
sure you
this.
take
You're like,
that
I
step.
literally paid 20 to 50 grand, and that shit was over in a blink of an eye. I didn't even get to eat.
So you got it. You got to take your time.
Got to eat.
You got to take your time and
Yeah,
enjoy.
In like a
it, for sure.
traditional wedding, you have a maitre d' who like
Yeah.
forces you to sit down and eat.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like,
And even then, still,
yeah.
you'd be lucky if you.
Because like in a normal wedding, like when it's not a destination wedding,
Mhm.
like we talked about this while we were at the table. You kind of got to make your rounds.
Yeah.
100%.
You gotta
Yeah.
go to each table. Thank
Destination's a
them.
little easier. It's a little smaller of a crowd. You know, you don't
Smaller
have to-
crowd, and everybody's been there for a time, so
Right,
you've already
so you've
had
seen
those
everybody.
one-on-ones
Yeah, yeah.
kind of deal. And not for nothing, you're kind of in a traditional wedding. You're making your round because you're
Yeah.
getting your envelope. You're like,
Yeah.
you know, so it's kind of like it's a different atmosphere in that sense. So everybody knew by the time that we got to the reception,
Yeah.
we were like, we're here to party.
Yo, I
we're
was
gonna
ready to turn
shut
up.
this shit down.
Since I landed, I was ready to turn up. Shut the fuck up.
So it was
Damn,
like,
man, that sounds like fun.
but we took that party everywhere.
Everywhere we went,
The
bro.
pool was a party.
Everywhere.
The fucking lobby was a
Everywhere.
party.
paid for all that
Like
shit.
it was.
There
a
was
good
workers
time.
coming up to me. I was like, "Yo, my man, what's up?" I don't even remember who the fuck they were. But they're talking to me like we're best friends.
Because
man.
that's another thing about a resort. Like the dude that could be the bartender
Yeah,
at the lobby
is
bar
also
could
the
also
pool
be the
guy.
waiter
Yeah, he's the pool
at
guy.
the
He's
fucking
the waiter at the
steakhouse.
restaurant.
Yeah.
He's passing out the towels the next day in the morning. He's behind the bar at lunch.
So it's like you're just
yeah.
walking around and someone's
Yeah.
like, Yo, Wes.
Yeah.
This motherfucker just knew
crazy, right?
That was like the dude I bought weed from in Jamaica. Like, he had like 8 jobs. I was like, damn, nigga. And he gave me a bag of Reggie.
So I'm gonna get a little nerdy. So I had a little nerdy on you guys. I had a button down that was reference to anime One Piece.
Okay.
And I think you were there too.
One Piece.
Yeah, when the tattoo.
Yeah. So I'm chilling at the
A
bar.
One Piece button up is crazy, by the way.
So I'm chilling at the bar, right? And I'm chopping up with everybody and tap my shoulder. Yo, he takes his phone. Is this you? And he points and I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, oh man. And that's it. It was
Straight
done.
Dominican dude, yeah.
Straight
Oh, my
Dominican
Lord.
dude. Barely spoke English. He's like, oh man, yo, I love it, man. I want to say, blah, 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 blah. And
were
I'm like, all
crazy,
right, bro,
dude.
yeah, what's up? And Polito looked at me, he was like, yo, you fucking different, dog.
Yeah, you built
you
different, nigga.
different. I was like, yo,
You built diffy.
I can't help it, bro.
Hey, man.
This dude had like other people's wives
Jeez.
yelling for him.
Hey, yo.
Like,
gotta
it's
relax.
crazy, dog.
You got to relax.
And he was yelling, K Dot.
Yo, I'm just, no, it was T-Dot because they were from
T-Dot?
Toronto. They were
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Toronto.
You got to relax.
Toronto.
They were,
Yo, bro.
They were just walking by and they would see Wes. They'd be like, Wes.
You got to
I
relax.
remember I see a group of people just going to grab shots. And I remember I'm chilling, sitting down. Kathy's next to me. I'm like, hold on, babe. They taking shots. Yo, we taking shots. That's it.
You got to
That's
relax.
it.
And Kathy's just such, she is such
Yeah,
your
she's cool.
yang.
Yeah.
Your yin and yang.
Yeah.
That it's just,
It's crazy.
Works
it's
out.
crazy.
Yeah.
bro.
It's so crazy.
It's crazy. My wife says it too. She's like, they're so
Shout
perfect for each other.
Shout out to being married, yo.
No, for real,
Shout out to
man.
being married,
It's a,
man.
it's a blessing, y'all.
Because she is so like,
Shout out. Shout out.
she knows how to turn up too, but she's just so much more calm and she lets Wes be Wes.
we
Perfect.
we
Beautiful.
have like, you know, we've been together for forever.
Yeah.
And we have like this understanding, like, you know what I mean? Granted, like if I do something wrong, like she'll be on the other side of the room and she give me that stare.
the-
We all get that stare.
Yeah,
It's
she
like,
give you the lean.
oh shit. What did I
Like,
do?
But it's just like, it's just funny watching you work and watching her be like, yeah, that's just what Wes does.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Because we're all looking around like,
You gonna
my
stop-
man
you
is
gonna
just
stop
dropping
this
it
nigga?
like it's
You
hot
gonna
right
stop
now.
this nigga?
That's what I do.
Hey.
And then everybody's just attitude is just infectious. Like,
Oh, it's
Jerry's
just great.
looking at Jerry and just being happy.
Yo, Jerry's the
Yeah.
coolest nigga.
Oh my God.
Jerry might be the coolest nigga on the planet, though. No friend.
no,
Nah,
no
shit.
sense of
Okay,
time.
Okay.
No.
No sense of
The
time.
way my man moves,
Well,
yo, he be chilling.
he glides
he'll
into
be
a
here
room,
right
man.
now.
I know. I've seen.
He'll be here right now, and then he
Crazy.
just gone.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Just gone.
we did a pod one time in the garage.
And
I
he
don't know if
left.
you remember that. We were podding and he was there. And we're all looking in the direction and where he would be and where he would lead.
Turned off.
Looked up, nigga was gone. Said, bro, I ain't hear the door closing. It's like you fanned him out of. He's like he missed it out of the fucking.
He
door.
would just float in and out
and
of
nigga just
conversations.
left. Ain't see him again for 2
And you would
months.
just see his ass just smile somewhere and be like,
I
Jerry,
said,
Jerry,
oh,
Jerry,
man,
He's
Jerry.
the coolest nigga ever, bro.
I'm glad.
Shout out to Jerry, bro.
He put his girl to bed like 3 times, yo.
That's hilarious. by the way.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
We would be together and then like they would disappear and then he would just come back like 2 hours later. Hey you, what happened? Nah, she sleep.
leaving out
Alright.
the room.
She tired.
Crazy. I can never
She
get
tired.
that off.
I'm like, damn dog.
I can never get that off.
Damn dog.
I can never get that off. Yo, you going to bed? Yeah, we going to bed.
We going.
Yo, y'all have a good night.
And then it was funny because
ain't
it
no
was,
you
it was
going
so
to bed.
vice versa in the morning. She was up,
Yeah, she's yeah.
Oh, yeah.
patted
Yeah,
at
sure.
the pool,
That's different. That's
and
okay.
Jerry
That's
just
different.
strolling
And I'm
like
here,
3
Jerry-
hours
Yeah,
later.
that's different. That's
Jerry
different. That's
fucked
okay.
up.
That's okay. Morning is different. But at night, you think I'm going to bed and you stand up? No.
Oh man.
We going to sleep. Y'all
No.
have a good night.
But that-
Jerry's,
that-
I'm not tired. We going to bed.
No, that wedding.
Don't think your ass getting back.
Shout out to
I'm glad y'all had a good time.
Karina,
Shout out to
Karina, Ray.
man. That
Everybody
sounds
looked
like a
great,
lot of
man.
fun, bro.
I'm so happy for them.
That's
man.
good, man.
It was
Listen,
just, it was just all love. It definitely was all love.
It's all love, man. I'm
Then
glad y'all could.
The memories that was made. at that
Everybody
trip.
put that shit on every night.
Oh, my
People were just
God.
dressed up, man.
We were ready
I
to go.
love seeing it.
We were ready to go.
I'm glad we can.
I didn't take enough pictures though. Did you?
No, I didn't.
No, you know why? Because you were having a good.
You having a good time.
bro.
You
I
get
know
stuck
it's
in the
tough.
moments.
But they have wedding photos for that.
Yo, they even had drones. That shit, I can't wait to
Yeah,
see those
that's
shit.
yeah.
They have wedding photos for that.
Yeah, drones.
Weddings, I understand people are always like, damn, I didn't take no photos. It's not for that, man. It's for you to be in the moment.
Be in the moment, yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Yep, for sure.
Have a photographer there to take photos. That's his job.
No, but like just in general, like because we had so many other days.
But that's what I mean. But still, even then.
But we were just
like,
having such.
You
a good
having
time.
such a good time, like bro.
And then you would hear someone else's story, and we're like, we were doing that. We're like, yeah. Like we were grabbing dessert at like.
Yo,
They had a cafe open all night.
24/7.
Wow.
So we were eating gelato at fucking.
Yeah, get a coffee. That sounds.
We were eating gelato at like 1 a.m.
Sounds like a vibe.
We sent Frank home in a taxi, right?
We sent them all.
There's like a group of 6 of us
That one shut off.
at the cafe, and so the lobby guy just walks in like, your friend didn't pay the taxi bill.
Shit.
And we were like,
Yeah, he said your friend said that you guys were gonna pay it.
yeah, and we're like, how much was it? And
It was like $10.
And we're like, dog.
Oh, yeah, we
oh,
just gave
man.
him
Get out of
$10.
here, nigga. Them with this. Take this.
And then we're like, as we laughed about it the next day, we're like, how did he find us?
Yeah,
fuck,
facts. Like out of the whole resort, you find us at a cafe.
Americans, nigga. You're American.
Americans come at the cafe.
We just like ice cream at fucking 1 a.m.
Yeah, American.
And then the day after that, we just all ended up at like there's like a sneaky burger spot. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
find it?
yeah, in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Like in the middle.
It's just
Y'all fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yo, shout out to
I'm
the
glad you had
Knicks.
a good time, man. Shout out to Ray and
shout
Karina.
out to the Knicks.
Shout out to that time. I'm glad we did get together tonight. You know what I'm saying? We'll wrap this one up for sure. Wes, thank you for
Oh,
coming.
yo,
Yeah,
thanks
man.
for having me,
Oh,
plays.
welcome.
Appreciate
Thank
you guys,
for all
bro.
the feedback. Thank
Yo,
you
for sure.
All the things all the good things you had to say. All the things we got to work on. We're gonna continue to work on, and we're gonna keep it pushing, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit them with it.
Life comes at you fast.
Ooh,
Remember, you may stumble, but you will never fall off.
talk that talk.
Never fall off. You know what I'm saying? I'm Big Sizz, Polito Vega,
Polito Vega.
Big West in the building.
Follow
You know
at
what I'm saying?
Westby Barbecue on
Hey,
Instagram.
barbecue.
Let's
That's
go.
On Instagram, never fall off. Follow us, comment. Again, even for y'all, you watch this video on YouTube, things we need to work on, things you like what we doing, follow us on YouTube, subscribe, comment, all that shit. Listen audio on Spotify, audio on Apple, wherever you get your podcast. And the Traitor and the Curse is on sale. We attaching the Book Baby page to the bottom. Go and get your copy
Get it
because we getting right.
right.
You know what I'm saying? We moving units. All right.
One at a time.
I did move. I didn't tell y'all. I did move 350
Hey,
units on the book.
we're officially in the green.
You know, we officially we're officially in the green. You know, we not eating mashed potatoes and peas no more. You know what I'm saying? We might actually buy something. But again, thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Cheers.
Peace.